Good morning. I come to you again with another hymn, and this hymn, I cannot sing this hymn without tears coming to my eyes. My soul, my spirit just rises up when I hear this hymn or when I sing this hymn, um, and it is entitled "How Great Thou Art." It was apparently written in about 19, or not 19, 1885 or 86 by a Reverend Karl Boberg, who was a preacher and religious editor. And the original title was "O Great God." It had been translated later in years from its original Swedish, which is what it was written in originally, by a Mr. and a Mrs. Stuart Hine. Um, that is, of course, just the first three stanzas. When the Second World War broke out, the Hines returned to England from the Ukraine and added the fourth stanza. And I'll read you a little bit more about that in a minute. And that took place in 1948. It was first sung in Toronto, Canada, in a Billy Graham crusade in 1955. And in 1957, it was sung in New York. And believe it or not, it was sung 99 times in a row. Can you imagine? Oh my gosh, I would have loved to have been there. It would just been such a powerful, powerful moment. Um, but when we read the first verses of this song of worship, we think of the opening words of Psalm 19. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. Of course, this is in Old English. And Karl Boberg once said that the inspiration for his original hymn was the beauty of the Swedish meadows and lakes after a summer thunderstorm. Stuart Hine, who I mentioned earlier, translated this, uh, said that it came to life after a memorable thunderstorm that he encountered in a Carpathian mountain village in Czechoslovakia, where he had to seek shelter for the night. On a later occasion, he visited the mountain country of Bukovina in Romania, and in the grandeur of the woods and forest glades, heard a group of young Christians burst instinctively into song, accompanied by their mandolins and guitars. The hymn they sang was "How Great Thou Art," and it was sung in the Russian text. And he said it was an experience which moved him to pen his second stanza. Yes, God talks to us through his creation. The heavens and the earth declare his glories, but the greatness of God is shown even more completely in the salvation he has planned and provided for us. What a wisdom it reveals in this hymn. What love it discloses. As the third stanza confesses, this greatness is more than I can understand. I scarce can take it in, it says. Mr. Hine also says that his final verse was written just after the Second World War, as I had mentioned to you, when many refugees from Eastern Europe were streaming into England, and although they had found greater safety and freedom in their adopted land, their incessant question was, when are we going home? It's only when we reach our heavenly home that we will fully comprehend the greatness of our God. So true. As the Apostle Paul reminds us, now we see only puzzling reflections in a mirror, but then we shall see face to face. My knowledge is now partial, then it will be whole, like God's knowledge of me. 1 Corinthians 13:5. In that day we shall bow in humble adoration and say, my God, how great thou art. Let me read you some of these verses. O Lord my God, when I in awesome wonder consider all the worlds in the hands of men, I see the stars, I hear the rolling thunder, thy power throughout the universe displayed. When through the woods and forest glades I wander, and hear the birds sing sweetly in the trees. When I look down from lofty mountain grandeur, and hear the brook and feel the gentle breeze. And when I think that God, his Son not sparing, sent him to die, I scarce can take it in. That on the cross my burden gladly bearing, he bled and died, took away my sin. And whenever I sing this last verse, my soul just leaps out of my chest. When Christ shall come with shout of acclamation, and take me home, what joy shall fill my heart? Then I shall bow in humble adoration, and there proclaim, my God, how great thou art. It moves me just to read it. My God, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. And sings my soul, my Savior God to thee. How great thou art. Do you sing with me? Does it move you like it moves me? You know, these are trying times. I know that we're in, and people are having trouble these days. But you know, God is great, and God is above everything. So you have a good day. Just think about these words. Think about Jesus Christ that died to save you, to bring you to salvation, to grace, to Him. Have a great day. God bless. You are not.